Exactly this, because they treat these all as accusations, as personal attacks, as insults. And when they do that, there's this point of like sunken cost fallacy in the cognitive dissonance, because the idea very often is that you're destabilizing something that they have put a lot of time and energy into. And if you change that, immediately the threat is that they have put their life's work on the line constantly. There's this constant effort that now will mean nothing if you change this. And that's including like something simple like let's improve processes. And the idea of even like this new process, one, they have to learn the thing, so vulnerability there. Two, they have to admit that the process wasn't perfect to begin with. If they were helping forming that process, they have to admit that they did not know that this could be a better option. And there's just vulnerability after vulnerability after vulnerability in this, right? And God knows if you're in a situation like I was, where people have begun to fetishize their own trauma as part of that process, you end up even worse, because they take the suffering as part of and parcel of the life experience, of the work experience. And I was in a situation where I was asked to identify problems in a process, and I go through and I began to highlight this. Hey, when you go to this person, they tell you to go to this person. When you go to this person, they tell you to go to that person. When you go to that person, they ask you why you didn't go to this and that person. And you tell them you did, and then they pretty much keep spinning you around in circles with no answer. What we need to do is, address this. We're operating under vague covenant. We're operating under this like non-answer. There's no clear answers, even within policy and procedure. It does not give you answers on the technical ABCD kind of process. And what you're doing is you're just gaslighting people. You're intentionally gaslighting them under the guise of covenant. You're not giving them clear instruction. And then when they don't perform in a way that is socially acceptable to your particular flavor of standard, you're undermining their process to move towards forward in the progression. And that was a threat to everybody, because all of these people who had already gone down the line, well, I didn't get any support in my process going through this, so why would I do this for anyone else? Like, that's just the way it is. You just have to learn. You guys are just so entitled. So it's a threat. You fetishized your trauma. You fetishized your suffering like every other person who got hazed, and then decides that instead of fixing the problem of hazing, that you're just going to be the big dog and get to haze the next generation. That makes sense.